Hi there. Hey there, hey there, hey there. Coming down. Alright now. It's time. Alright now. Hey, what? Alright now. We're on, right? Alright, there we go. Alright, hold on while I bring up the story real quick. Alright now, for tonight, I have a little story for you. It's called Hollyanna versus Trapp. Alright now, you're probably wondering what Trapp is. Well, I'm gonna explain that real quick. I'm gonna explain that. Please excuse me, I'm sorry. Winter allergies and all that. There once was a monster that resembles a stuffed straw man in a nobleman's tattered outfit, with the sign of the dragon, the symbol of legion, which the armies of the Queen of Darkness, Lilith, use on the back of his jacket. He has a face covered in a large bag, with a blood-soaked stitched smile and eyes on it. It's an infamous monster that was a cruel and wicked former nobleman before becoming what he is now, an accursed dead, stalking the forests of the Christmas region of Santa's kingdom. Now, his name is Trapp, and he's looking to impale others, to turn them into scarecrows too as offerings to the powers of evil he once served in life. The mightiest elf, Hollyanna, former orphan who died in a dead cold winter once, and reborn anew after being found by Saint Nicole, the newest successor of the legacy of Santa, and magical girl Santa, by the way. Yeah, Santa is a magical girl in this lore. Yes, that is true. Yeah, and before you say anything, yes, that is in fact, canon. Allergic to Hope and Troy. Hey, don't be like that, foam. Don't be like that, foam. After all, this is going to be about, Hope and Troy. This is going to be... Alright, now, I got bad news for you, foam. This is a Christmas story. And, I mean, Trapp is very evil. I mean, he's literally a worshipper of the great evils, okay? Alright now. Yes, and Santa Claus is also a magical girl in this lore, yeah. Well, technically speaking, in the lore, Santa Claus is a legacy, but, not, and more of a title thing. Hi, Cyberzone, what's up? Hi, welcome on in. Alright now, and, Hollyanna was reincarnated after being fused with a holly tree and learned the true art of toys. And she draws near where, Trapp was last seen, at the ruins of his old castle that have long since fallen into disrepair. She is here on a cold night in winter to finally stop his reign of terror upon the people of the small little village in the northern lands, far from the icy island of Santa's toy shop. As she entered a ruined castle, barely standing in a cold winter's wind, and the light of the moon was pouring in, while tattered flags of a long-forgotten noble lineage flew in the wind. Trapp came out of darkness from his throne, surrounded by his many impaled victims, many of them children who paid the ultimate price, regardless of if they were on a naughty list or not. And he said to Hollyanna coldly, as if dismissing her on the spot, but angry that she had come. But angry while being rather haughty. Who dares come to my castle, a mere toy maker? Shouldn't you be off making presents for greedy little ungrateful children or something? He said. Hollyanna, with a smile on her face and a bell-like voice, yet serious enough to convey why, responded, I have come to end the nightmare you've inflicted on the people of this region. Trapp coldly mocked and laughed and arrogantly said, You think you can beat me, childish little elf? Pah, ridiculous. If you insist, prepare to join the rest as an offering to Lilith, Queen of Evil, Master of Fear, ruler of all the horrors that rule the darkest corners where not even your merriment can reach. No, foam, you're not supposed to relate to Trapp. He's evil. He's evil. He literally is a devil. He's literally the equivalent of a devil worshipper. Well, I mean, technically speaking, he doesn't worship the Ascended, which I guess the Ascended would be more the devil, things. Technically speaking, the great evils aren't supposed to, actually be in the lore, aren't actually supposed to be in Earth Eye in the first place, because, they're scrollers' creations and all that. Is Cthulhu the devil? Well, I mean, there's no. Alright, now. Well, I mean, the Ascended are basically Lovecraftian entities. Well, so are the Great Evils, but you know. Oh, and the four enemies of humanity are sort of like that, too. Yeah, there's no explicit Cthulhu, though, yet. Although I don't see why I couldn't make one. And so, the battle began. Alright, now let's get back to the story, shall we? And so the battle began. Hollyanna acted first. Hollyanna called forth the Ultra Super Mechazoid Prime, a thing she remembered the Dork Lord loved very much during her time after she delivered some presents to him one night when he was in fear of his abuser, much like how she once feared her own dad back when she was human. Yeah, alright now. Yeah, basically a backstory in Hollyanna. Her backstory is basically very similar to, you know, the little matchstick girl. You guys ever read that? Yeah, but by the way, don't read it unless you want to cry because it's very sad. Yeah, basically, Hollyanna's backstory is basically she used to be human, and she was a little child, and you know she kind of died in a snowstorm because her dad sent her out to sell matches to people, and she was kind of, you know, wearing rags and, you know, also barefoot and you know the cold snow. So she kind of, you know, started tripping. So she kind of tripped balls very heavily and kind of died. And you know, Saint Nicole kind of found her and, you know, reincarnated her into a holly tree and, you know, turned her into a Christmas elf and taught her to make toys. Yeah. All right, now, Kaiju's Kaiju's got speech to text. Yeah, we don't like autocorrect here. All right, now, let's get back to the story. I'm sorry. All right, much like how she. All right, now, the Ultra Super Mechazoid Prime, you know, split into 5 vehicles, which were vehicles of various animalistic and mechanical forms that mobilized, separate into their fully complete, you know, warrior form, and they began their assaults on the wayward spirit that was Trapp, shooting him from every angle as he tried to dodge and weave and fight back. But they rocketed around him, hitting him from all sides before forming into the massive multicolored toy robot that with the legendary sword that struck with holy lightning that Trapp barely avoided. As the toys faded, he thought he was safe, but then hidden in a bit of snow there was a box, and from it came a boxing glove on a spring, which struck him and sent him reeling in the air. Hi, Yenny, thank you for being here. Yeah, we just, you know, did a surprise attack, yeah. Yeah, no, there's no Indorito, and yes, she is KFC. I agree with that. Trapp barely recovered, and Trapp barely recovered, and Trapp did not falter. He felt as though he was up against something stronger than he thought at first, for he admitted secretly and silently to himself that he had underestimated Hollyanna, thinking her toys were no threats. That is when he lunged, aiming a spear right for her with his multi-thrust. Oh yeah, this is Dragon Quest attack. Right now. Right now, where was I? Oh, sorry. And yet with each move, she danced around him and all around him, and then all around him, toy soldiers, green army men, and little monkeys from barrels started jumping on him and attacking him, which he was desperate to shake off. He then called forth a surge of dark energy that knocked him away and sent Hollyanna back a little. His eyes glowed and gleamed as he scowled. Hollyanna then said, "This can only end one of 2 ways, Hans. 1, you surrender peacefully. 2, I kick your butt." Alright, yeah, we're really bringing back the Shaggy meme, aren't we? 1, you walk away. 2, I walk all over your face. Trapp laughed and said, "I admit you're much stronger than I first thought. However, I have yet begun to fight. I will now show you this is no game." Hollyanna, however, did not break from her joy. She then said, "All the accursed dead and monsters I fought up to this point thought the same thing. However, the terror they once inflicted ended each and every one, all because they made the children of this world live in fear. But darkness will always give way to light, and the cold of winter to merriment." Handstrap then prepared for the next round of combat, taking it a bit more seriously this time, the grip on his spear tightening, and he was ready to unleash a harsher assault now. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Santa does not. Alright, now, Magical Girl Santa does not enslave children or, mistreat elves, okay? That's not what Santa does, okay? That's just a bunch of nonsense, okay? That's a bunch of lies spread by naughty listers who, got coal for Christmas. Okay? I, the great Indumati, who an honorary elf, have spoken. Okay? Alright, now, shall we begin? Alright, I'm sorry. Handstrap then started charging up dark energy and rushed towards Hollyanna at blinding speed and struck her. Once, twice, each blow leaving a nasty wound with each strike. Each one spraying beautiful blood. He had seen numerous times. He gloated, laughed maniacally, and then as he pierced her through, he said, "Darkness is what this day always represented, just as it was long before you and your friends came. And now that dream perishes, and the darkness returns once again to this cold night, to those days before ones like you cast us out, and with the light you carry." Hollyanna coughed through the blood and said, "No. That darkness was dispersed long ago, when the Christmas's legacy began, and those days shall never come again, not tonight." However, Handstrap gloated, confident as Hollyanna became limp and said, "How will you win? You're dead." Until he noticed it was not Hollyanna that he had impaled, but a mere life-size doll with a little blood pack on it, one that Hollyanna borrowed from, her allies in Hollow and Halloween Land. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. The elves are paid for their labor, okay? I don't think Hollyanna would be here fighting Handstrap if, she wasn't, getting lots of benefits from it, okay? He was surprised. Alright, Handstrap was surprised by this. Shocked and looked around. He had fallen for a simple, basic, beginner-level illusion spell. He grew furious at this and thought it was a minor oversight and looked around frantically and angrily, knowing that Hollyanna was nearby. He shouted, still smug but angry and shaken now, "Enough of your games! Show yourself, toy maker, so I can end this childish game!" Hollyanna appeared in the sky on a cartoonish little plane and said, "Impressive, you got me to use a bit more than a basic art. The Yule Cats and Gorilla both couldn't do that." Alright now. Alright, now, you guys should just look them up and, see if they are. Granted, my lower version is slightly different from them. She didn't fire it on them with each shot exploding in a burst of multicolored light that rattled the battlefield's runes. Hans was hit and knocked back, and he was shook but remained resolute. As Hollyanna landed, he tried the same spear combo he tried before, only to be met with the walls made of toy building blocks. Hey, it's Legos. Pay workers. Pay workers. This is an alien concept of foam. Now, come on, foam. Come on, foam. If you pay your workers, they're gonna stay happy and gonna remain loyal to you. Don't you know that about, Don't you know about that? Don't you know that about business? Yes, it's basically Evil 101, okay? Don't mistreat your minions, or don't mistreat your minions, otherwise they're going to be unhappy. And you know what unhappy minions do? They go to people like me. And then you get busted. And then I bust you. Now, so you don't feed them for longer time. I say, I'll be happier when you feed them. That works for me now. No, 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 no. Alright now. Alright, now let's continue with the story. As Hollyanna landed, he tried the same spear combo he tried before, only to be met with walls of toy building blocks that countered his spear and made it shake and rattled, and made the spear shake and rattle in his hands, which made them hurt. Oh, there we go. Recoil. He tried to thrust forward towards her heart, but she knocked his spear away with a hobby horse and then pummeled him until he flew backwards. He went for a spear, but then giant game pieces of various games, leaping giant chess knights, massive checkers slamming down like a rain of meteors towards him, and falling dominoes landing in perfect precision as he dodged and weaved between each one. Feeling the intensity of the battle heat up until he came to a small snow clearing under a ray of moonlight as he rolled to evade. Then from the snow came toy green army men and monkeys from barrels well placed by Hollyanna, and they began their assault on him while he struggled against them briefly, falling back a bit. He was annoyed and angered as they needled at him, but he was confident still as he knew the counter from when she did this move before and unleashed a wave of darkness to blow them away from him, and shouted in pride and anger, finding it an insult that she did this same move previously, and that she dared think it would work against him, as if he didn't learn the first time around. He didn't said, "Did you really think I would fall for the same trick twice?" Hollyanna, however, responded happily and with glee. "Oh, but take a look at where you're standing." Uh-oh. Yeah, alright, now cue the Naruto music. You know the one Naruto song. He looked down and noticed a giant game board piece and read, "Lose a turn." He tried to move, but he found himself locked in place by some sort of magic that was pushing him down. And then it came a giant plastic cage. Oh hey, it's Mousetrap. A giant plastic cage came down on him, and it turned him into a lifeless toy rat. That as he was trapped inside. Oh hey, you guys remember the board game Mousetrap? Yeah, that's basically what this last move is. Hollyanna didn't even break a sweat. Her mission here was complete. All that remained was to turn him over to the Fairyland prison for monsters and bad guys. To the Fairyland prison for monsters and bad guys representatives, which they had many of across various realities, so they can contain Hans Trapp and his evil once and for all. Hollyanna said a silent prayer for his victims, whom she knew would know peace on the other side in the realm of the goddess of creation, and took them to be buried and their families informed. Peace, at least for now, had been achieved, and justice had been served, and the remaining children and their families could rest easy and celebrate the coming joy despite the sorrow. Alright now, and that's the end of the story. Thank you guys for watching. Oh yeah, I'm not cute, I'm not an Dorito, and I'm not a sucker brat. Stop lying. Stop spreading lies and misinformation. That's fake news. Stop spreading fake news. So guys, what did you think of the story, huh? Alright, now, let's see who's on. No peace here, very undead. No, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, Foam. It was good. I liked the feeling. I found it very relatable. I mean, of course you did. Of course you did. I mean, you said that last time. Alright, now, let's go look for somebody to raid, huh? Hey, thank you, Foam. Thank you for enjoying the story. I love that. Thank you, Mr. Skeleton. See, you're definitely not bad. You're definitely not all bad to the bone. Goodbye. Alright, now, goodbye. Alright, now, Alright, let's raid Aolin. Alright, now, be sure to join the raid if you really want to. I mean, you do get points if you do. And, of course, Aolin will probably really appreciate it. Alright, now, and I would really appreciate it, too. After all, let's go spread some Christmas joy. Remember raiding on Christmas Eve? Oh, yeah. Alright, there you go. Goodbye.